Welcome back to CryptoWealthy channel. In today's video, we are going to be doing one very quick episode about how you can recognize Bitcoin early steps, or let's say the whole crypto space. When could we expect the big retrace, or let's say fourth wave, or entering in a little bit prolonged correction? I know everybody are scared of it, and many of the newcomers are actually hodlers and FOMO guys, and I understand that. I was there also, everybody was there, so we need to clear something out over here, because in one of the video 2 days ago we had such a situation. I'm going to explain you that you should be afraid of, all right? And I'm going to try to explain you as fast as possible when to recognize the pullback that could potentially happen in the future. Now let's begin. There are a few salmon in Filecoin market. What can I say? The weekends. Damn, he shouldn't have sold. LOL. LMAO. Worst mistake. Bad advice. LOL. PS. It's not an advice. Not dang, you shouldn't have sold your Filecoin. You're going to regret that. Now we need to love our new investors. We need to respect them because they are pumping this space after all with us. And I understand that we were all beginners, especially if there are someone who already know the markets. You would know that this kind of a market, especially on the monthly chart and the daily chart, like this without any retest, is way overextended. Markets are tending to do such a stuff, but they're also tending to come down back. For example, from here to here 73%, or from here to here 84%. And this will happen eventually, not so much. Maybe we maybe see 40% retrace, maybe 50, maybe we're going to see 30, who knows. We're going to see how the Bitcoin market is going to play out. But in this episode, I'm going to try to wake up the awareness to be careful when you are seeing such charts as we saw on the Filecoin 2 days ago. And right now Filecoin is a little bit crashing, but doesn't matter, may continue a ride to the upside. We will see. But in this case scenario, we're going to cover the Bitcoin. When could we expect? Very quickly, what should you be aware of and afraid of a little bit, and to have a conclusion when we may actually go down. Of course, starting from the monthly chart, you can see parabolic move over here, retest, parabolic move, and big crash below 20 monthly exponential moving average. After that, very big rally over here, ladies and gentlemen. Top over here and very big crash below monthly chart, monthly EMA. One of the reasons for that, I told you in many previous videos, whenever the price is way overextended and not retesting 20 EMA so often, this actually happens. Violent retest and violent breakout. The same thing and the same pattern is repeating right now. Now, don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean we will crash from here or we will crash from here. We may actually go much higher, who knows, we will see. But let's see what are the indication when such a stuff starts happening, when you should be ready to maybe get out from your position. First thing, indicators in such a scenario are very useful over here. On the MACD monthly chart, you can see that we went way overextended over here. There are still room and place to go to the upside, but if you switch on the weekly chart, what you can see on the weekly chart is that the weekly MACD over here, since we started to jump so high from $10,000, you can see that right now we are getting some histogram weakness over here, but we are not seeing the most important thing, and that's bearish divergences on the higher time frame and also on the lower time frame. If we go on the higher time frame, which is daily chart, for example, we can see on the MACD over here one bearish divergence. So we have pushing the price over here to the upside, ladies and gentlemen, and MACD is pushing to the downside. Now it's very interesting that the MACD over here is making just lower and lower pushes to the upside over here and also to the downside. So we are seeing some sort of a stagnation in the market. That's some sort of a signal that we may actually see a retrace. But is that enough? Well, no, we need to break the market structure also. If you can see over here what is the pretty much market structure, I would argue with you that around $40,000, 45 maybe over here, this zone I would expect to break before we see anything else. Actually, we may even consider this as a market structure over here, because we were consolidated over here. pretty heavily, and this level of support is proven to be for now strong, right? So if we break this and this bearish divergence is still in play, that bearish divergence effect can actually, with the break of the market structure, some sort of a pullback in wave 4 to the downside. So this is one of the signals. The next ingredient needs to be on the lower time frame. If we switch on the 4-hourly chart, what we can see over here is nothing. Actually, we don't have bearish divergences. We do see overextension. We do see a lot of money pumping all the time Bitcoin, but we are still not see weak hands. If we switch on the 1-hourly chart, well, on 1-hourly chart we can argue over here that we're still pushing to the upside, while MACD is warning us that something is wrong with the money. So 1-hourly chart is showing us, 4-hourly not yet, but it could happen maybe even on the 2-hourly chart. As you can see, 2-hourly chart is also pushing on the indicator over here, and the price is still pumping without such a big strength in MACD. Now, interesting fact is happening also on the RSI. Also on the RSI, we can see that we are coming close to the level of 50, which is still bullish, but the price is still pumping, which means over here we are dropping, but on the chart we are still pushing. So this is also one of the bearish divergences to be aware of. 4-hourly chart is also, actually 4-hourly chart is okay as it was on the 1-hourly chart, but if we switch on the daily chart, well, what you can see over here is again bearish divergence. Bearish divergence is very big over here, and it's still pushing to the downside. It's still making the higher lows. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We do have divergences, but we don't have break of the market structure, or let's say the first low over here. If we hit this low, break it, then I think you should be very, very careful and prepare to get out, because over here we already have, for example, head and shoulder pattern, some sort of we have the break of the market structure, we have the bearish divergences, and we should see some pullback in the Bitcoin before fifth wave, for example. So this is it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Very quickly episode, and in the next one we're going to be discussing about Apollo currency forging or staking. How much money could one make if one have certain amount of Apollo, right? We need to cover that because people like to forge on Apollo blockchain, especially in the pools that we're all forging. We're going to cover that episode. I want to thank each last one of you for watching our videos, and until the next episode, happy trading and goodbye.